Tetrarch dropped a new album, The Ugly Side of Me. This quickly went from a band that I was just like, haven't heard from these guys since I saw them with Atreyu, to one of my most anticipated records of the year, very quickly. I've been spending a lot of time with the singles off of this record, and so much so that they put out a single the night before the album came out, and I bumped that shit. I can't even lie. And I only do that for like Architects did that more than like they dropped 2 singles the week of the record. And I was so excited for that album, but they're also one of my favorite bands, so I can't help myself. Normally I can help myself if it's just like an album I'm excited for. It's 24 hours from the release, but I was like, I'm too damn excited for this. I am too damn excited. I really dig this album. It's a modern take on the kind of music that I listen to. Like, it's a modern take on the new metal sound, which I love. All of the singles kind of showcased the various different kind of subgenres that they were taking influence from, and the overarching theme here is just a new metal revival kind of sound, which I really dig, because I love that style of metal. There's not a bad song on the album in my opinion. The some production choices throughout the record are not my favorite. There are parts of the record that feel a little bit muddy to me, but that's just personal preference. It hasn't been my favorite throughout the entire rollout. I felt that there are certain parts in certain songs that just sound muddy, and that continues throughout the record. But that's my only gripe. I think that the songs are super strong, so I'm able to look past that little gripe that I have. I love the way it opens with Anything Like Myself. Never Again Parasite was a phenomenal single. Live Not Fantasize, I've been having that one on repeat. Erase is probably my favorite non-single. That's a real standout song for me. Best of Luck is another banger. We'll count that as a non-single, even though it came out 24 hours before the album.
It doesn't. That doesn't count as a single.
Really digging Headspace as well. Cold, like I said, is phenomenal. And then the way it closes with The Ugly Side of Me. But it's just such a strong record. It's all killer, no filler. There's, like I said, there's no slow moments. They just pummel the shit out of you for, what is this, 32 minutes and 35 seconds. And I love every single second of it. Can't wait to see this band again playing these songs, because as I said, last time I saw them was 2021 when they opened for Atreyu, and then I didn't hear from them since. So I'm very excited about this record. This was a pleasant surprise. I did not expect to ultimately wind up enjoying this record as much as I did, because it was basically just like recognize the name from seeing them so many years ago, being like, where did they go? And then falling in love with the album in the process of the singles rolling out. Such a strong record. I'm really stoked. If you're a fan of new metal, this is the record for you. You should definitely check it out. Highly recommend.
Damn straight. I'm really happy that you mentioned it's kind of the modern take on like the Korn and just that genre in that era, early 2000s type shit, because listening to this record, that is exactly what I thought. Immediately when I heard the vocals, I was kind of seeing like Linkin Park. It sounds, the kind of scratchy, like almost like a little whiny vocals. And it just triggered is it early 2000s again? This type of shit is back? That's awesome. Okay. Immediately fucked with it. I think this is incredible. My personal favorite is, I believe you mentioned it, Live Not Fantasize is my personal favorite. It does kind of have the same bouncy effect that I really liked with the Acres track, Built to Bleed, that we liked, where it just makes you want to just jump, and you just want to like fuck shit up a little bit, but not too crazy, because it's kind of like a hype song and not like a fuck shit up song, but still there's that energy there. I really enjoyed this record more than I thought I would. And I think, honestly, it's just a fucking vibe. I didn't grow up listening to this type of music, so it's kind of like a nostalgia for 6 years ago. For when I was 14. It's like, wow, oh my God, I'm
Oh my
14
God.
again. It's like it's nothing crazy for me personally. But if you did grow up, or if you do just enjoy that early 2000s type of music, this record is gonna hit that spot for you immediately.
Yeah.
I think it fucks. I think it's great.
Hell yeah. I'm glad you wound up liking it, because I know that that era of music is
It's not
something
my
that we clash on in terms of enjoying.
Yeah.
One of us really enjoys it, the other one maybe not so much. I'll let you pick which one it is that really likes Korn. So I knew I was like listening to it. I'm like, Gloria's just gonna say it sucked.
Nah, man. Nah,
Gloria's
this
just gonna
shit
say it
fucked.
sucked, and she's just gonna be like, it was bad, and I'm gonna be
I
like,
have nothing else to
and
say.
I'd be like, oh man, like fair enough. It's not really your style, but I'm glad that you wound up coming away enjoying it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was cool to hear. Shout out you for that. Hell yeah.
Shout out me, growth.
Yeah, growth. Hell yeah.
Growth.
Now when we review the next Korn record, you're gonna be like, oh my God, this is so
sucked.
great.